This look is going to be how to create a soft smoky eye, perfect for a night out. I'm going to begin with the eyes, so if there is any fallout, it will be easy to clean up. First, I'm using a Veda concealer with a complexion brush to prep the lids. You can also use your finger to blend out the product. And this just helps prime the lids before the eyeshadow and helps even out the eye color. And lastly, helps the eyeshadow last longer throughout the day and not crease. Next, take a dark eyeliner pencil and lift your lid to apply the eyeliner along the top lash line. And this doesn't have to be super perfect because then I'm just going to use a smudger brush to blend the eyeliner out a little bit. Now here I am using the smudger brush just to blend out the edges and make the eyeliner a little more soft. Next, I'm taking a medium eyeshadow with a medium eyeshadow brush, and here I'm using the Tartelette and Bloom palette in the shade Leader, which is like a brown, a really dark brown. And I'm lifting the eye and blending slightly past the crease. And I'm also blending this over the eyeliner just to set the eyeliner and then just going slightly up and blending it past the crease. And it's important to really blend it out into the crease so there's no patches or it doesn't look like it's not all the way blended. So just keep using windshield wiper motions until you feel the product is fully blended into the crease. Now I'm taking a darker eyeshadow shade. It's almost a black shade from the Tartelette and Bloom palette in the shade Activist. I'm using a creased eyeshadow brush to blend this shade in the outer crease to give the eyes a little more of a smoky look. And when doing smoky eyes, it can be a little bit time consuming, but I would just say the eyes are going to take a while just because you need to make sure to blend them all out and it does take time to blend and make sure it's all even on both sides. So I would just make sure to take your time and be patient when doing a smoky eye. Next, I'm taking a lighter eyeshadow to highlight the inner corners of the eyes in the shade Opal from Aveda. And I'm just bringing this up into the lid area to blend it out. So we're done with the lids, the top part of the eyeshadow look. So now I'm just taking a sponge with a little bit of moisturizer and cleaning up her under eye area. And this is a great trick to get rid of any fallout that you have with eyeshadow. And I'm just making sure from the corner of her eye to the edge of her eyebrow, there's just a V shape with the eyeshadow. That's why I was just trying to make sure it looks very crisp and clean. Now take your concealer with a complexion brush and apply on the under eye area. Here I'm using Aveda concealer in the shade Hazelnut. And I would always start with a little bit of concealer, and if you need more, just add more as needed. And you can also blend with your finger to make sure there aren't any creases. It's important when doing under eye area that there aren't any creases, so you gotta make sure to really blend it all out, because if it creases throughout the day, it does kind of make the wrinkles appear more, or the under eye area appear not as flattering as if it were blended out correctly. Now take your eyeliner pencil and apply to the lower lash line, starting from the outer corner going in to the inner corner. Use your smudger brush to soften the lower lash line. Use your medium eyeshadow to set your application. And here I'm just blending the lower lash line shadow out. Now I'm just taking the lighter eyeshadow and putting it in the inner corner. just to connect from what I did earlier. And here I'm just cleaning up any fallout again with the sponge and moisturizer. Next we're going to do her brows. And I'm just brushing them out with the spoolie side first, brushing them up. And I'm taking a brow pencil brush with brow powder. And when you apply the brow powder, just make sure you are really just filling in the sparse areas and making sure you're outlining the arch and just accentuating the brow in the right way, and make sure the darker area of the brow is towards the end of the brow, and your brow goes from light to dark, basically from the front to the bottom. Just make sure it doesn't look too Sharpie like. You still want your brows to look natural and like they are your brows. I would just say when you do outline your brows or someone else's brows, just go with the natural shape of the brows and just fill in sparse areas. Also continue to use a spoolie throughout doing brows just to blend out the product, and especially towards the front area of the brow, just blend that out even more because you want the front part of the brow to be lighter than the rest of the brow. Now her brows are all done. So now I'm just applying mascara, and I'm just having her look down to apply mascara, and then I'm going to lift her eyelid just so I can get more of her precision to apply the mascara. And it is optional to use an eyelash curler before you apply mascara. And here I just didn't do that because I didn't have an eyelash curler on hand. And I did mess up a little bit with her mascara, but no worries because I did not do her complexion, so it's not too big of a deal. So I'm just going to take a little Q-tip or sponge to just get that off after I apply the mascara on the lower lash line, on the lower lashes. Mistakes happen, and thank God we can clean up mascara, right? So I'm just cleaning it up with a sponge here. So now that the eye look is finished, next is complexion. I'm using a Veda Tinted Moisture with a complexion brush, starting at the cheeks and then going outwards. And it's important when applying foundation with a foundation brush to just make sure it is all blended out perfectly. You don't see any streaks, so this blending process can take a little bit longer, just depending on how fast you are. Or just you want to make basically you want to make sure it's all blended out perfectly and still looks like skin and there's no streaks on the face. It's also important to get the neck area when applying foundation because you don't want your face to look like a different color than your neck. So you just want to blend it in a little bit halfway, like halfway I guess towards the neck, just so it all looks like the same color. It doesn't look a little weird. And you may add concealer if needed. I didn't really think she needed it, so now I'm just applying translucent loose powder with a powder brush to set the foundation. This just makes sure the foundation lasts throughout the day and her face doesn't get too oily throughout the day either. Now onto cheeks. I'm using a natural pink blush with a blush brush and just having her smiles so you can see her cheekbones. And apply the color slightly on her cheekbones below her temples. And I'm just blending it out a little with the beauty blender just to make sure it's not too intense, so just kind of blending it in with the foundation. For this look, we're going to keep her lips soft since the eyes are bold. I'm applying a little bit of Aveda's Tinted Moisture to take down her lip color. Now with a lip brush, I'm taking a pink, well actually now I'm using a lip liner, and then I'm starting at the outer corners and then going in and then filling in her lips. So you just want to make sure to start at the outer corners and then go in. This just helps get a better precision of how you want the lips to be and shaped. So now I'm taking a pink nude lipstick in the shade Coral Sands from Aveda and applying it to the lips with a lip brush and beginning in the center and spreading it out with the lip brush. And this is just a nice nude and it just balances out with the intense smoky eyes. So we are all done. So thank you for watching this look.